Having a successful interior design business is great, but if potential clients can't find you online, you're leaving money on the table. A professional website is essential for growing your business, showcasing your expertise, and making it easy for homeowners and businesses to book your services. Without a website, you risk losing clients while competitors will just scoop them up. So today I'll walk you through how to create an interior design business website that establishes your credibility, attracts new clients, and keeps your project schedule full. Plus, I'm also going to reveal the #1 mistake that most interior designers make and how to fix it in just a few minutes. The first step is choosing the right website platform. Now, there are plenty of options out there, but for interior designers, my top pick is Wix. It's incredibly user-friendly, mobile optimized, and offers everything that you need, like portfolio galleries, client testimonials, and easy contact forms. Now, I have over a decade of experience building websites, and Wix is by far the best option for getting a professional site up and running quickly. And the best part, Wix is absolutely free to try. So to begin, go ahead and click on the link right here on the top right, or check out the link in the description and click on that. By using that link, you're not just starting your website, you're actually supporting this channel and myself, and I truly appreciate that. So go ahead and click on that link now, and I'll walk you through this whole process of building the site. Okay, so assuming that you clicked on that link, you're gonna come to this page right here, and all you need to do is put in your email address, so I'll put mine in. And after you put it in, go ahead and click on Start Now. Okay, and now it's gonna bring you to this page. So on this page, you could just basically sign up, you put in your email twice, and then your password twice, or if you want, on the right side here, you can see continue with Google or Facebook. I recommend that you do it with an email. I think it's just a better way of doing things because it's kind of separate from everything else, but do as you please. And once you're all set, go ahead and click on Sign Up. And it'll bring you to this screen here. So who you're creating the website for, you want to choose the top option for myself, my business, or a friend. Go ahead and click continue. And then you're brought to this page, which is an AI, or a chat with AI. And you may think, well, I don't really want to chat with AI to deal with all this. Actually, you do. So the thing that, the reason why you want to do that, this AI chat that you're about to have, it will generate text for you. It'll generate pages for you. It'll do a lot of things. It'll be a lot of the heavy lifting to make it much, much easier and faster to build your site. So I highly, highly recommend that you do start this chat. I would not click Setup without the chat, but let's go ahead and click on Start Chat and I'll show you exactly what I mean. So first thing it says is first tell me what your site is all about. Okay, and I put, I am an interior designer with a local business and want to have a website to show clients. So we'll go ahead and press enter there. And then the next question here is, what is the name of your business or your site? And I'm going to keep it simple. My name's Ron, so I just put Ronnie's Interior Design. So we'll go ahead and click next there. The next question, who is your target audience? So I am going to put that. Okay, so I put, I primarily work with female aged 25 to 50 who are married and want to make spaces in their home look better. I know it's generic. Go ahead and put whatever's relevant to you. We'll click on next here. Okay, and next it's asking me, so do you have any specific additional goals for your website, such as collecting leads, showcasing your portfolio, or offering design tips and resources? I'm just gonna say all of these. You could say, yeah, I don't wanna offer design tips and resources, but I think it's good because it will showcase you as an expertise, you know, well, as an expert in the field. So it makes sense to do that. So I'm just gonna say all of the above here. And then could you share a bit of history about your interior design business? And I put, I have been in business for 10 years, love what I do, and have 5-star ratings on all major review sites. So just put, again, put whatever's relevant to you. I'm just filling some stuff in here. Okay, and it says you're all set, so go ahead and go to the dashboard. We'll click on that. And when you click that, this will take a minute. It's actually gonna set up your site in the back end and everything, kind of get you all set up. So let's let it do its thing. And then when you actually get it in, this is what you're gonna see. Okay, so you may be looking here and like, oh, this isn't the site. Well, you're right. This is actually the CMS, the content management system, which is effectively the administrator portal to the site, right? So this is kind of the back end of the site that all the people visiting your site would never, ever see. But we want to design a site. That's really what you're here for, right? So on the top right, go ahead and click on Design Site. And we're going to come up to this page here. So you can customize with a template or you can generate a design with AI. In this particular case, you can always try to generate a design with AI, but I just haven't had much luck with it. So instead, I would actually recommend that you customize a template. So the thing to understand is that most websites on the internet, they are actually built with templates, okay? You may not know that if you're not familiar with it, but a lot of them are built with templates. And just because something's, you know, templated doesn't mean that you can't adjust it. So you can adjust anything on it, but specifically what you'll probably do more of is you can adjust the images, the colors, the fonts, anything that's kind of there, you know, anything you want to adjust, the size of fonts, etc. You can adjust all of it. The template, all that really is kind of like the skeleton of a site, right? It's just kind of the layout, the way that certain pages are templated, etc. So you really want to look at that when you're choosing a template. But overall, yeah, you can customize like everything in this. So even if there's 10 websites using the same template, they may all look completely different. So that's something that's important to understand. So we're gonna go ahead and click on pick a template. That's what I recommend, is using a template. I always use templates, especially in Wix with designs that I've done. So definitely recommend that. Now we're brought into this page here, okay? So this is, again, interior design company, interior designer, and then it says design blog here, okay? Interior designer here, right? You can see this. Interior design company, interior design soft. Okay, so there are a number of interior design themes, if you will. Now, I'm not really 100% sure why it has kitchen supply store here up top. It's, I always recommend that you look in the first page because Wix's search thing isn't perfect. But what I do say is, hey, okay, we've got all these different ones. So I recommend that you look through these. The first page, maybe page 2 as well, but usually just the first page. Look into them and just look at them and say, okay, well, this one kind of catches my eye. We want to choose 3 of them, okay? So I'm going to go to here. I'm going to say view. So we're going to view that one. I'm going to say this one right here. We'll go to here. We'll go view. And we'll go to this one right here and we'll click on view. Okay, so after you're done, you'll click into each of these. We will close this box here. Check if each of them have it. That one does not. That one does not. Okay, perfect. So now what we're doing is we're able to see what the site would look like once we have it live. Okay, this is, again, a template and a good example of what it would be, but it kind of shows us the skeleton of the site, right? So like this one, the Sydney Oliver here, right? So we're going to scroll down, interior design, big image right away. Home, portfolio, about, clients, and contact. So this one has about, so kind of about you. This is almost like a book, the way this reads, right? Number 2 is portfolio. Okay, that's interesting, which is obviously a big thing with interior designer. It gets right to the portfolio. I like that. This is the clients, so you add a bunch of text about clients here. And then 4, you can add content about your contact. Okay, pretty simple. You can click into all these pages. I'll just look at the home pages though. So that's the first one. Second one is Gross and Gardner Interior Architects. This is not an interior designer, it's an interior architect. It makes me click in to actually go into the site. I don't love that, I gotta be honest. And then our projects. Okay, I hate this site. Not even gonna give it another look. I can tell you right now, I don't like that site at all. Let's go check on one more. We'll do this one. Because that site was not anywhere close to what I'd recommend. Okay, here. So Michael Monroe. Let's focus on this one now. All right, so we're scrolling. This is the about section. Projects. I like this. I like how you can click to go to the next one. Very visual. That's nice. Because visual is obviously a big thing with interior designer, right? Services. This is cool too. You can actually have all the information about the services. My commitment. I like this one. This one's not bad. Okay. We'll click on menu, see what else. Okay. So this is how the menu shows. Okay. So similar to the first one, but a little bit different. And then let's look at the third one here. Okay. So this one has, I don't know, it just kind of weirds me out where the navigation is, but let's scroll down. About, it is visual. Services, and you can actually book them directly here. Now you can add a module on any of these themes to book everything directly. But I don't think that's always easy to do without talking to someone anyway. They got a schedule with free consultation over here, which is kind of cool. Recent projects, kind of like this. And then let's work together. Kind of underwhelmed by this one. I don't love where the navigation is. So we're going to say that one's a no-go. So now it's really between this one and this one. And I'll be honest, although the menu isn't perfect for this one, I actually like this one better. So I'm going to say, yeah, let's get rid of this one. This is going to be the one that we're going to choose. Okay. Now this is a personal preference. You could choose any of these. This is my personal preference. So if you're watching it, maybe you like the same one too, maybe you like a different one. Either way, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you while building it, the different concepts and things that you can do and what the functionality is. That's what I'm going to show you. You can do this on anything. So I'm going to say yes to this one. So what we want to do when we have a theme, we click on edit this site. And I should mention, after you click it, it's going to take a minute to set everything up. It actually adds everything it needs. So just let it do its thing here for a minute. Okay, so it has done everything it needs to do. You can see here, right here, technically speaking, right now we have a site. We'll make it 100% here. Technically, this is our site. We have a site. It's ready to go. You could technically publish it right now and say, I have a new website. But obviously that doesn't really work. The reason is because we just have to go in here and adjust a few different things, right? Adjust some of the text, some of the images, etc. But technically you do have a site. Now I'll show you that right here. We'll go ahead and click on publish. And there we go. If we click right here, view site, and we go to this URL right here. You can give this URL to anybody on earth. As long as they have access to the internet, they can actually go to your site and check it out. So this is how your live site will appear. This is it. You technically built a site, but obviously we have to adjust a few things, right? So let's go back into here. And right now, even though we technically have it, I'll get to building the homepage in a minute and adjusting things and changing them the way that you want. But before we do, we want to click on the top left here to go to Wix. And before we move along with building all the pages, I just want to explain this admin portal a little bit so that you understand it. So again, this is the CMS. It's the back end of the system, right? It's kind of the things that you're going to see. Now, talking to all the different things here, we'll dive into them as we go through this tutorial, but these different things here. So setup, obviously set up home if you want to go home. Getting paid, you can actually accept people's payments online directly. So if you wanted to set up a button where they could request a consultation or whatever, and you charge $100 per consultation, you could set that up and take their payments right there, which is pretty neat. Also, booking calendar. I really like this function. So the way this works is that you can actually provide a calendar with your availability on your site, directly on your site, on a page on your site. If people have paid the amount to do a consultation, or if you just wanted to choose, a specific time that works, you can adjust your availability on that calendar. They will go in, they can choose a time and click a button, and you'll never technically have to talk to them, right? Which is pretty cool. Now, you would obviously want to confirm appointments, etc., but it's a good way of getting rid of the back and forth with text messages, phone calls. It just makes it so that they can just book that initial call and you can just talk to them. So that's pretty cool too. But this is the area that manages that. Then we have sales, which is gift cards, payments, things like that. Catalog. So if you have any services that you offer an interior designer, all the different services that you'd offer, you can put them all here. Blog, we'll talk about that. This is definitely optional, but the blog is something that I do recommend for a lot of reasons. Portfolio, this is where you want to showcase all your projects, and we'll talk about, we'll get into this here in a minute too. Apps, so if let's say you want functionality on your site that you don't have. So let's say that you wanted live chat, right, on your interior design site. You can actually add a live chat app, and that would enable you to quickly and easily have live chat on your site. Now, I gotta say, don't underestimate this, because with a lot of different web builders out there and things, it's a lot of work. You have to hire designers to do a lot of these things. Here, you don't have to do that. You just click a button and boom, it just works, which is really nice. Also, this is the more advanced stuff here, site and mobile app. If you wanted to get a logo and branding, they allow you to do that here. Inbox, so if anyone ever submits a form or emails are coming in, you can actually see all that information here, which is good because it's stored in one place. Customers and leads, so if you want to track all the people who have contacted you and all the contacts that have actually submitted things in that, you can do it here. Again, nice because it's all in one structured place as opposed to a random Excel file or Google Sheets file, things like that. So it's all here. Marketing goes into marketing information. Analytics will help you understand where people are visiting on your site. And automations, this just gets, it's too technical. You can do all this. You could technically, this developer tools, you could technically hire a developer to do a lot of things in here if you need it. But generally speaking, you don't need it. That's the beauty of Wix, right? So that is the CMS. But let's start looking at the homepage here. Now, your homepage is the first thing that visitors see. So it needs to make a great impression. Keep it elegant, professional, and visually striking. Introduce your interior design business, highlight your signature style, and make it clear how you help clients transform their spaces. Also include a strong call to action that encourages visitors to book a consultation or browse your portfolio. Okay, so getting to the homepage here, right? Let's talk about the design of the homepage. So the first thing that we want to do, in my personal recommendation, publish the site, which we already did previously, but we publish the site and we open it up in a new tab. We do that so we can always look at the site right away and just see exactly how it's looking. We don't need to worry about this mobile site stuff right now. Okay, so this is the homepage. So this is the entire homepage. You can see everything, all the images, the text, etc. We scroll. Navigation's here, searches here, scroll, about, our projects, services, commitment, etc. So the first thing with this is, if we ever want to change where text is, that's what I like about Wix. This right here, right? Just click and drag. That may seem really easy. It looks really easy. It's actually not that easy in most web designs. There's a lot more to it, right? But this allows you to just literally click and drag and move things exactly where you think you'd like them to be. So maybe you want them to be in the center, and then maybe you say, well, you know what? I also want the text to be center aligned. So we would do that. There we go. So Ronnie's interior design, we will center align that. And then maybe we say, well, you know what? I don't really like that font. That font is kind of ugly to me for whatever reason. Let's change it to this one. Let's say we like this one better. Let's say, it's a little too big. We would make it a little bit smaller. Well, there you go. Okay, so now we got to obviously move it because it's not where it needs to be. But there we go. Now we've got a whole new font, right? And then this button, we could say, hey, this Explore Portfolio button, explore more maybe because our portfolio is too long. So we'll just change that text right there. There we go. That's adjusted. Let's say that we've got this background right here and we're not a fan of it, right? We'll go ahead and click on change background. This is what it is currently. Let's do a video. Let's do a video. I think that would be pretty cool, right? There's a ton of videos here. And let's just put inside a home. Let's see what we can get inside of here. That's a Christmas tree. Trying to find something that actually looks nice. Yeah, right here is cool. So let's do that. Let's change that background. And now, check this out. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to publish just so we can see on the live site. Okay. All right. We're going to go ahead and click done. You can also click preview or save if you just want to do that. I like to publish and then go back. So we'll go to here. We can do Control F5. That's a caching thing. That's a technical thing. And now this is pretty neat, right? So now you get a little video in there. Right? So it actually looks a lot cooler than just that image. So that's the first thing, right? We've already made some improvements on the site. Didn't do it too much to make that happen, but pretty neat to be able to see that. Okay, so I like that so far. We go down to here. I just think that there's a bunch of dead space, right? So I don't really love how much dead space there is here. It just seems like there should be less of this, right? So in this particular case, what we're going to do is we're going to do explore these section layouts. We're going to go to here, we're going to go to content. Okay, so the next part here is about us, right? Talks about, us, But it's kind of weird that there's a big blank space here, right? So we're saying, well, that's a cool site, but I don't really like that big blank space. So let's go to add elements here, and let's just add an image. No problem, right? We will click to upload an image. Well, you know what? We'll actually just grab an image. So we'll grab an image, we'll put it in here, and now we'll do that. Right. And obviously, I would say something like this would probably be, since it's about us, it's a picture of the people who work at your business or you. And it might be instead of about us, about me. But that would be a good way of showing you, hey, now we've got, sorry, that was a mistake. Now we've got an image there on the about us section. Our projects, I think this is pretty cool. I don't think that there's a ton that we got to do there. Services, I like how this is. We'd have to change the content, obviously, as needed. And then our commitment, same thing. We'd change all that. Honestly, I like the design of the site. I don't think that we have to change much in regards to the design, right? May need to change some other things, but not the design. Also, we'll go down to here. So this is Michael Monroe. This would obviously be your name. You would adjust that. And then we have right here, the footer, so we'd had to change that information to what is applicable to us. I also want to point out that we have this Let's Chat right here, so we're going to go ahead and click into this. If you want live chat, great. If not, I'm just going to delete it. I don't really want that because somebody's got to man that live chat, and that's not easy. So we've got all that. So the way that this actually works, right, the way that sites work, this is the header, okay? So the header's at the top. The footer is on the bottom. So there's top and bottom. And you could change everything in between that, right? The header and the footer typically on sites will stay the exact same throughout the entire site. That's the thing to understand. So I already talked about how we change the footer and adjust that a little bit, right? The header, we'd want to adjust that. One of the first things that you do really with any site is you want to look at the menu and actually adjust the menu. So we're going to click on edit menu. Okay, so looking at this navigation, right? We've got the home page, about page, projects, contact, blog, book online, and portfolio. Now I'm going to click into here and I'm going to click on manage the menu. Okay, so first things first, to me, projects and portfolio seem pretty similar, right? So we're actually going to go to here to the live site. We're going to go up and we're going to click on projects because we want to kind of understand, well, what is projects? Okay, so projects looks like it's a portfolio page. So that was projects. Let's click on portfolio. Okay, so it basically is a replica of the exact same page, which isn't great. Let's go to the home page. One thing I'm curious about is we've got our projects right here. And I'm thinking that the project section that we have actually pulls into that, right? So if we go to here and we click on projects again, let me see. Maybe not. portfolio. Yeah, this is actually kind of weird. Okay, so what we're going to do is we need to decide on a version that we actually want to keep. Okay, so what I'm going to do, we've got our projects here. I'm just going to end up keeping I believe the projects one. Yeah, I'm going to keep the projects one, and we'll probably change it to portfolio. So again, look at navigation. Let's go in here, and we've got all these. So we'll keep projects. Portfolio is going to go away. So we'll click here. And we will hide from the menu. You can also delete if you want, but we'll do that. I also don't really love the book online, but for the sake of the testimony, or for the sake of this entire tutorial, I'll keep it. I'll show you why. So we'll keep that up there for now. So we've got home, about, projects, contact, blog, and then book online. There is one page that we're missing, and that is testimonials. Okay, so I'm going to click on add page. And I will say you should have testimonials all over your site anyway, but to have one dedicated page to it to kind of show like your projects in conjunction with your testimonials is a good idea. Now, technically we could do this on the projects page, but let's just, for the sake of this showing you functionality, build out a new page. So we get this page right now, and we're really looking for a testimonials page. I'm just going to go to general. Frankly, again, like everything else, this is a template, right? So I'm just going to click this one. You can go with whatever one you like, whichever one you think that, you know, the outline resonates with you, the look. So we're going to click on add page. Okay. And this is going to add a page here. And what we're going to do, we're going to click here and we're going to change this to testimonials. Okay. And then we will go back into the menu. We just want to make sure that the menu is all set. That's the biggest thing here. So we've got all this. Okay. This is great. Go ahead and click on manage menu, and we want to add in testimonials. Now, the general page is the testimonial page. Remember that, because that's the one that we just created, right? So we're going to rename this to testimonials, and we're done there. Okay, so now we have all the pages that we need. We have the home, testimonials, about, projects, contact, book online, or blog, book online. Now, managing the menu one more time, we don't really need to show the home because that's typically the top left. I feel like most people already know that, so we'll just hide that one. So we've got testimonials, about, projects, contact, blog, and book online. So is this what we want? Let's change the order. Let's say, now we want to put the about first. About, testimonials, projects, good. Contact, blog, book online. That was good. Okay, so let's leave it like that. So now we've finished up the navigation. Now we're going to click on publish just so that our everything saves. And now's a good time to mention, if you're worried because you're thinking like, oh, I don't want to publish yet because people will actually see my site. Nobody's going to visit your site. Don't worry. There's so many websites out there. No one's going to be able to find it unless you give them the link, right? So let's go ahead and close that out. Okay, so we got the navigation done. Now we get the home page pretty much done. Actually, this isn't even the home page. Let's go back to the home page. Okay, so menu's all done, home page. The one thing I will say, this right here, this search, this is actually mostly for the blog. I'm not a fan of the search stuff. I'm just going to take it off. And also this little cart right here. That's if you're offering services and you want people to be able to book online, you'd want to leave it. For the sake of this, I'm going to take it off, but it's something that you could leave depending on what you're selling on your website. But I feel like interior designers, you're not going to be selling much like that. So overall, we've got a working home page now, right? We've got a footer that we would definitely adjust, but should have everything that we need. And we've got a navigation that's ready to go. So at this point, I'm comfortable with saying that yes, we are good on the home page. The portfolio page is where you showcase your best work. So feature high quality images of past projects categorized by style or space, such as modern interiors or office designs or luxury home renovations. Each project should have a brief description explaining the client's needs and how you brought their vision to life. Okay, so the next page is going to be the portfolio page. So we'll click right here and we will go down. I believe it's the projects page for us is what we decided to keep. Okay, so the projects page, and frankly, let's adjust this, right? So let's edit the menu. Yeah, it is projects. Okay, so manage the menu. Let's adjust that one more time. I'm going to make this into portfolio. I don't love that it says projects. Let's make it into portfolio. That way we're all on the same page. This is what it actually is, right? Okay, so there we go. So about testimonials. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so going back to the portfolio page. There we go, we're here. Now this is where you would obviously show all your work and showcase all your work. This right here that you're looking at is something that's in the CMS. So I'm gonna click right here, okay? And I'm going to click Manage Media. And you can see these are the different images that you can add. You can obviously add media, add your own images, etc. And you're just trying here to showcase all the work that you've done because you've done a lot of great work, right? So you want to showcase it to people who are coming to your site for the first time. You can put the title, description if you have one, etc., and go ahead and click on done. Now, I'm going to publish this, okay? And now when we go to the live site, that's great. When we go to the live site, we're going to go here. We'll do Control F5 again, just to clear all the cache, okay? And we are going to click on here and we'll click on portfolio. So this is what the end user sees. They can see it, they can click in. You can see here, here's the title. And then you can have all the other content that wasn't written in the back end, but it would be there. And then they can click to the next one, et cetera, et cetera. So they can really see all your different projects. So it's a good way, I think aesthetically, it's a very nice way of showcasing what you're really capable of, right? So we have that. So that's all good. I'd say the portfolio page, obviously adding more, it will continue to expand downward while you're doing it. So it's just going to have more and more projects here. Also, I think it's important to say, like I said, this is all in the CMS. So when you manage the media, it's all going to be in the back end technically. And one last thing I want to mention with this. So let's say that you're looking at this, you're like, yeah, this is cool, but this isn't really the look that I want. Go ahead and click on settings. And we want to go into layout and we can change this to whatever we want. Right now it's bricks, it looks like. So we could just say, no, you know what? I want a collage. And now if you have a lot more, you would throw it all onto here, or you could do, thumbnails, and this is the top one, and then everything happens below that, or masonry. Whatever makes you feel most comfortable is what you could do. I'm going to leave it on bricks just because I like how the way that looks, and that's what it came with. But overall, this is the portfolio page. You just upload everything. And what you could do too, I mentioned this previously, when you actually go into these pages, you can make it so people click, you put a description of what it is, and then you put in quotes and like italics, you put down what the person's testimonial was, right? That's a way to kind of work testimonials into the work. And Ronnie's Designs did an amazing job, blah, blah, blah. You could put that into there just to kind of add a little bit more to it. Next is a testimonials page. So nothing builds trust faster than happy clients. So create a section on your site showcasing glowing reviews and testimonials from satisfied homeowners and businesses. If you have before and after images, include them as well. Seeing those real transformations really help convince visitors to work with you. And next is a testimonials page. Now this one is interesting because if you recall, we created this, but all the content has nothing to do with testimonials. It's not really what we want at all, right? We just adjusted some content here and that's pretty much it. Well, first thing, you could adjust all the paragraph here, or you could just say, you know what, we don't need it. Go ahead and delete that. And then we will just drag this up because we don't really need all that, right? And now you've got these sections. It's like, well, Ron, how am I going to change these in? Yeah, you could add an image here and then put a testimonial here. You could do that. Or you could do something better. So let's click into here. Let's just delete it, right? Delete. Okay, so now all we got is testimonials at the top. So what do? Well, pretty simple. We go into here, add section, right? We go down to testimonials, and we are going to make it into a testimonial page, right? So we've got all these options. We'll do this one at the top, right there. And we will also add another one, another section that's testimonials. And we'll say, here's what we have here. Okay. So now you can actually go into here and we can adjust this to whatever we want, right? You can adjust all the content, the name, etc. You'll see here too that you can scroll to the next one, which is important too. It's good. And you can, if you click into it, select slide 1 of 3, 2 of 3, 3 of 3. So you can see that. And then we've got this one down here where it actually has an image, which is nice. And it talks about, a testimonial, their information. You can obviously fill this out. But let's say we're looking at this, we're like, you know what? I actually don't like this one as much as this other one. Well, no problem. You click right here and we will click up. And now it actually moves this one to the top. And then we'd obviously just get rid of our client say, because there's really no reason to have that. There we go. So we would have that. And then we've got this right here. So these are the testimonials. You put them all down, adjust it. The biggest thing with testimonials, you just want to showcase your work in the right way. Try to get real testimonials from people. That's obviously a positive. If you can embed videos and things like that, that's definitely a big positive too. Not always easy to get that. Clients might not be willing, but maybe on the final price, you say, hey, if you're willing to give us give us a testimonial, I'll, knock $100 off the price or $50 off the price or whatever it may be. If you do something like that, you'll probably get a lot of testimonials to put on the site, and then you can fill it up. And after, 10, 15, 20, whatever, whatever number you want, then you stop, right? So that's an easy way to gather some testimonials. But yeah, this page, I mean, you can adjust it, all the different colors, etc., and change it to whatever you want. I will say, like, let's adjust the color real quick. So we've got this right here, the section testimonials right here. The slide background is just kind of ugly. I'm not really a fan. It's just this dark grayish color, I guess. So instead, let's just say, no, you know what? We don't want that. We want this lime green, which I know is hideous, but I'm just showing you that it can be done. Another thing I want to show you, like this page here. So this guy, he's smiling. It's a good picture, right? We don't really need to change it, but let's say that we wanted to. We could click on change image, and we will go into here. And this isn't really for testimonials. You usually want your actual clients, but in the case you needed a different picture, we'll go to AI Image Creator. Actually, before we go to AI Image Creator, you can get media from Wix, Shutterstock, Unsplash. They have deals, and you can just type in there, man smiling at camera. You can use any of those, right? So we can go to here, man or woman smiling at camera. No problem. Boom. We've got this guy right here, over here, whatever. If you wanted something very unique, you could do AI Image Creator, which I love that they have this, by the way. We'll go into here and we just say a man in a red shirt smiling at the camera holding a paintbrush. Okay. So we're going to do that. We're going to go ahead and click on create image. Now this AI will actually create the image for us. And I got to say, not all the images in AI are perfect, but it's a good start a lot of the times, or you can get it close to. So actually this is pretty good. The guy's got all of his, well, that hand is a little messed up. Let's go ahead and click on use image. But we'll just assume that, hey, the image or the hand isn't bad. You can regenerate the images if you need to, right? But we're just going to use this one because we're going to say, yeah, the guy, his hand's got a little rough, right? He had an accident. So we're going to go ahead and use that one. We'll go ahead and click on choose image. And there you go. So now you can actually use this image. Now, again, I wouldn't use this for testimonials, but throughout your site, if you need pictures, this is actually a really big deal because a lot of these images, the ones that are built into it are fine, but if you go to any of these sites to actually buy rights to use images, it can get expensive pretty quick if you go that route. This enables it so you don't have to do that, which is a big plus. So now, again, just more functionality. We've got a new picture there of this guy, this ugly color, but you can obviously have that. And I think we're all set on the testimonials page from here. The About Us page is your chance to connect with potential clients. So share your story, why you became an interior designer, your experience in the industry, and what sets you apart. If you have any design certifications, awards, or press features, mention them here to establish more credibility. Okay, next we've got this About page. I gotta be honest, I don't love this image up here. We'll leave it here just for now, but I don't love that image. You could change that into something else, but this is the guy, right? This is Ronnie's interior design or whatever. I guess this is the guy. Obviously, you could change that image to whatever you want. And this kind of just talks to, and again, you can adjust all the content to whatever you need, the text size, etc. Let's say that you're like, well, I don't really love this color right here. No problem. We just change the color of the text to that hideous lime green that we already talked about. We'll just change it to that. I know it doesn't make sense from a design perspective, but I'm just, again, showing you functionality. So we have that. And then in the spotlight, featured in publications, accolades, upcoming events. Maybe we include this section, maybe we don't. Client stories, I feel like this is just a sloppy version of testimonials and not really a good section. So I'm just going to delete it. Not a fan of it. Your trust matters. Definitely. I think that's an important part. And then also all these down here, I just feel like these might not be relevant to you, right? They may be. But if they're not, no problem. We just click into them and we click on delete, right? And now we've got all these sections, your trust matters, but there is a big space here. Well, no problem. We just drag that up. And now we've got an About page. Now I will say, here's the thing. So this, honestly, I don't love the About page design here. So we did this earlier, but I'll do it again. Add a section, go to About. And here you go. Maybe we throw this instead, right? Let's go ahead and drag it in here, drop it here. There we go. I just think that's a prettier version, right? So let's just say, you know what? I don't like this one. It's just ugly. Let's delete it. And it's gone. Go ahead and here, delete. And there we go. Actually, I think I deleted one too much. If you ever do something wrong, click on undo. Oh, okay, I deleted that thing. Well, that's not an important thing anyway. Let's just go here and delete that. And then we have right here, we can add this About page. I think this is what you really want, right? It's just a better looking thing, got some social media about it, or social media to it. You can add more to it. You can keep this button or you can delete this button. I delete it, right? But you can write a lot more. You can also, in that about section, if you want, you can add more images for teammates, etc. Whatever it is that you want to do. But as an interior designer, you probably don't have a ton of teammates. And then also, in the spotlight, we've got all that. Your trust matters. I think this is good. So yeah, I think that's just a better way of actually designing the about page. Again, the top area, we need to change a little bit. But that is essentially how you would design your about page. But again, just remember, make it about you, make it personal, make sure people connect to you, talk about family, everything that you value, etc. And people will feel an actual connection to you as an interior designer. And don't forget the contact page. So make it easy for potential clients to get in touch. Your contact page should feature a very simple form where visitors can request a consultation or ask you about your services. You want to include a phone number, email address, and social media links as well. And if you offer a free initial design consultation, highlight that to encourage immediate engagement as well. Okay, next we have the Contact Us page. So this one's interesting. So when we go to here, we'll go to Menu, we'll go to Contact, and what you're going to see is a whole lot of nothing here. You might be thinking, well, what the heck? I thought that was supposed to have a form. Let's go ahead and add a form. Again, very easy to do, not difficult. Edit form, right? So we're going to go to here and we're going to pick different forms or the different fields that we want in the form. So I'm going to say we want a first name, a last name, an email, and a long answer. And then we're going to change that answer. Instead of long answer, we're going to say, how can I help you, right? So basically this will be the form, first name, last name, and you can obviously go in here, settings, submissions, adjust things, make required fields, etc. But let's just say, yeah, we're good with that. We're going to click on save here. Okay. Close it out. All you got to do is click into it, settings, and then go right here and click on my form. And you are set to go. So now you've got a form already on here. Anytime somebody submits it, it goes into the back end of your site on Wix and it holds all the information. Pretty simple page. There's not much to the Contact Us page, but it's nice that you can obviously throw a form in. You can also throw a phone number, etc. if you wanted. So if we just wanted to add some text, click over here, add some text. That's great. We will just do, yeah, this is good. And we will just click and drag it. And then we will put it in bold, right? And we'll add phone. There we go. So if they ever want to contact you, you need a phone number there, boom, you've got it there too. Contact page, pretty simple, not much else to it, pretty simple page. And while we're on the contact page, let's also talk about the book online page, which is similar but different. So the book online page, the way this actually works, let's go to here. The way this actually works on the live site, this is something where you can actually put your services directly and people can book it directly right then and there. So if you have a design workshop that you offer, interior consultation or online consultation, you're able to put your pricing and all this. This is only pretty cool because you can allow people to pay online. You can never talk to them. They can book it. You could be all set. Or you could have a business card and say, just go to my website, go to this tab. You'll be able to book your entire service. We'll be good. It's a cool way of being able to do things very simply without all the back and forth with texting and all that. And again, it accepts payment online. Once you get that payment, that's always the big positive. So we're going to go to here. So the cool thing about this, so when we do it, we can obviously go in and we'll click on Manage Services. Now, when I click on that, it's going to bring us back into the CMS, right? And that's where you really manage everything, okay? So we've got here, Catalog, Booking Services, and I'm just going to show you. So this is how this actually works, right? So if we go to here, we'll click on Edit, and it'll actually show us. So we can change, obviously, the image. I don't know why they have a doctor here, but we could change all that. But we could talk about all the different things to it. Name, tagline, description, how long it is. If you need buffer time, 15 minutes between appointments or whatever. The cost per session with a plan, if you do memberships, per session or with a plan, either way. Fixed price, what the actual pricing is. And then the payment preference, how they want to do it, all online, in person, etc. One thing that's cool here too is if you offer free consultations, you can actually go to here and just click on free. And then what that does is, although you won't be able to collect money on it, people can click into that. And then again, they can contact, or after they click in, they can actually schedule it up on your calendar, which is just so nice. That really is a big time saver. So we'll do all that, get it all good. And yeah, we would just go ahead and click on save to whatever one that you want. And you would be ready. So then when somebody comes to this page, let me publish this real quick. Okay, so when someone comes to this page, we'll do F5. So you can see here, Actually, yeah, right here, interior consultation. I just have 1 hour. I forgot to take that off of there, but this would be, you'd probably label it like, free consultation or whatever. They click on book now. Right now, you're going to see, sorry, the service is not available for online bookings. Please contact for more information. This basically is in order to get the functionality for all the scheduling, which is a big plus. You do have to get one of their actual plans, but their plans are so affordable, especially what it offers. So what we're going to do here is I'm actually going to click on preview so that you can see it in action. This is how it would work if you did play, or did pay rather. Go to here, click on book now. And this is how it actually works, right? Somebody would go into here, they click a certain day. You would already set up the availability in it. And then they click and they'd be able to book a meeting, time, all that stuff directly right here on your site. So very, very helpful. Now this next page is optional, but it can help you out a lot. So a blog page can be a great addition to an interior design website. You can use it to share design tips, trends, and behind the scenes looks at your projects. This positions you as a thought leader and helps your website rank higher in search results. Okay, so the last page here is going to be the blog. So this page, it's a little bit complicated, but not really. So when you go into it, you go into here, you would click on blog and you see all these posts, right? So the way this works is this. The blog is essentially the top page that everyone sees. And then every time you write a blog post, it's a post within the blog. So every post that you write will then show up on the top right here. It'll actually show up. So I'm going to show you in action, right? So we've got this here. We've got all these posts. And this is the blog page. So every time that you publish something, again, it'll show up here. So how does that work? We'll go into here, we would click in, right? And then we would just say manage posts. It'll bring us back into the CMS, so the back end of the site. And then you can write your post directly as you want, okay? So we will create a new post and we will just say hello world, right? And we will put whatever we have to put here, whatever the information is. We put all that, right? And then we're going to click on this little plus right here. We're going to upload an image and we're just going to do media from Wix. And we'll do this lady with the skincare. That's fine. Go to add to page and we will publish. Okay. So now that is a blog post. Now that we have done a blog post, right? You don't worry about this promotion thing. Now that we've done this blog post, we'll go back to here and you can see, Control F5 anyway. This is the post. So you see how that works? So the older ones will be at the bottom, the newer ones will be at the top, and you can actually see, they can click into them, they can actually see the blog post, they can see everything that you have to say. This would be like a finished blog post right here. This is how it would actually look, right? So this would be a finished blog post, the templating, all that. It's really similar to how you design the text all throughout the site. You can adjust things as needed, add images, add video, etc. Whatever you have to do, and all of it will be housed on the blog page automatically. So every time that you write a blog post, which I recommend, because as an interior designer, you want to showcase your skills, what your preferences are, etc. Once you put them here, they'll be all set to go and people can go and just visit them on the fly whenever they want. Congrats, you have made it. So if you followed everything in this tutorial, you now have your very own interior design website. And while there will always be tweaks and improvements over time, you've built up a solid foundation that you can proudly share with the world. This website gives you the exposure that you need to really succeed online. Oh, and remember that big mistake that most interior designers make when building a website? Well, spoiler, it's not actually about the website at all. So the number one mistake that most interior designers make is not using email marketing effectively. Many interior designers, they assume that once someone visits the site, they'll book a consultation immediately, but that's rarely the case. So most clients, they take time to research their options. Now, email marketing, it helps you stay top of mind. You can collect emails through your contact form and send automated follow-ups. You can share design inspiration, project updates, and special offers for new clients. A well-timed email can turn a casual visitor into a long-term client. To make this easier, I recommend using Brevo, which integrates with Wix and simplifies automated follow-ups. You can check the description for a link to that to try it for free, or just click right up here and give it a shot. Your interior design website is more than just an online presence. It's a powerful tool for attracting new clients, building trust, and growing your business. Now, if you found this video helpful, please hit the like button. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I'd love to help you create a site that keeps your schedule full and your interior design business thriving.